Good morning, Olive, Arlo, and Frank. Grandpa coming to you from the living room in Jacksonville Beach. We're going to continue today in Matthew chapter 7, which is the last chapter of the Sermon on the Mount. Chapter 7, verse 1 says, "Do not judge, so that you will not be judged. For by the standard you judge, you will be judged, and the measure you use will be the measure you receive." So once again, this is relationship with God, relationship with your fellow man. The last time we looked at forgiving people, and you're to forgive them. Now we're not to judge them. And it's all about your perception of your place in the world. That you don't think that you're important, because you're not. I mean, you might be the President of the United States, but on Judgment Day, you're just another sinner throwing yourself at the feet of the judge. And he wants us to live the life. Jesus is God, and we're to be like Jesus. And what does he do? He forgives people. On the cross, when he was dying, he forgave the people who were, he said to God, "Father, forgive them, because they don't know what they're doing." And that's the mindset we're supposed to have. Why do you see the speck in your brother's eye, but fail to see the beam of wood in your own? Or how can you say to your brother, "Let me remove the speck from your eye," while there is a beam in your own? You hypocrite. First remove the beam from your own eye, and then you can see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. Do not give what is holy to dogs, or throw your pearls before pigs. Otherwise, they will trample them under their feet and turn around and tear you to pieces. And so we're not to be judgmental of other people. Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened for you. For everyone who asks receives, and the one who seeks finds, and to the one who knocks, the door will be opened. Is there anyone among you who, if his son asks for bread, will give him a stone? Or if he asks for a fish, will give him a snake? If you then, although you are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give good gifts to those who ask him? In everything, treat others as you would want them to treat you, for this fulfills the law and prophets. So that's the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Treat people the way you want to be treated. And in every major religion, they have this same rule. Now, in most of them, it's a negative rule. It's like, don't do bad things to people if you don't want them to do bad things to you. This steps it up a notch. This is do good things to people because that's how you want to be treated. Enter through the narrow gate because the gate is wide and the way is spacious that leads to destruction, and there are many who enter through it. How narrow is the gate and difficult the way that leads to life, and there are few who find it. We're talking about eternal destruction and eternal life. Watch out for false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are voracious wolves. You will recognize them by their fruit. Grapes are not gathered from thorns, or figs from thistles, are they? In the same way, every good tree bears good fruit, but the bad tree bears bad fruit. A good tree is not able to bear bad fruit, nor a bad tree to bear good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. So then, you will recognize them by their fruit. As Pastor Joe in Calvary Chapel up in Philadelphia says, be a fruit inspector. Look at people, and it says not to judge people, but you can judge their actions and decide whether you want to believe them based on their fruit. Politicians, most of them are in it for themselves. And what's their fruit? They're wealthy. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter into the kingdom of heaven. Only the one who does the will of my Father in heaven. On that day, so we're talking about Judgment Day, many will say to me, Lord, Lord, didn't we prophesy in your name and cast out demons in your name and do many wonderful deeds in your name? Then I will declare to them, I never knew you. Go away from me, you lawbreakers. It's the same overarching theme of these 3 chapters. Don't get up and pray in front of people to look good. Don't give money in front of people to look good. There's a ton of people in the church who they're prophesying over people. They're trying to cast out demons and all kinds of stuff. It's what's in their heart. It's all a matter of the heart. So he's going to wrap up now. What do you take out of this? These 3 chapters, 5, 6, and 7 of the book of Matthew. It's just what I told you just now. That's what I take out of them. It's a matter of the heart. And do good things just because they're good things, not to look better for doing good things. So now he's given these words, and he's going to tell you what to do. Everyone who hears these words of mine and does them is like a wise man who builds his house on rock. The rain fell, the flood came, and the winds beat against that house. But it did not collapse because its foundation had been laid on rock. Everyone who hears these words of mine and does not do them is like a foolish man who built his house on sand. The rain fell, the flood came, and the winds beat against that house, and it collapsed. It was utterly destroyed. So do these things. Give in secret. Pray in the prayer's between you and God. It's not to get up in front of people and say, oh, look at me. I'm so holy. No. No, we're decrepit sinners. God's holy. That's the whole thing here. What's your focus? Is it on you or is it on God? When Jesus finished saying these things, the crowds were amazed by his teaching because he taught them like one who had authority, not like they're experts in the law. So they're starting to get it. They're going like, oh, these experts of the law, they get up there and go, I'm an expert in the law. This guy just tells you the truth. Maybe we should follow him. And some of them did. So next we're going to go into chapter 8. We're going to be looking at some of the miracles that Jesus performed. And trust me, he still performs them. So until then, peace out.